Hello, welcome into Fanboys Unleashed, your one-stop shop to talk some NFL football. I am your favorite Titans fan, Mr. First Down, your favorite Snuggie-wearing Titans fan, I should say. It's a little cold down here in Tennessee at the moment. It's going to be some cold dishes. They're going to need to be clean. You have Chicago and Green Bay at 3:25 Central Time on Sunday tomorrow for a big matchup. And who's here to talk about it with me? Brian Rago, Cheese Talk Pod. You love him, you hate him maybe, but who could? He's such a sweet guy. Let's get this show started. We'll begin our little conversation. Time to talk about some cheese and the Bears. Let's roll, everybody. We are indeed going to have ourselves a show. This fine, upstanding gentleman right next to me with his nice bald head. He's also a coach of his children's teams. He is a man for all seasons, but he's there for the football season. He is Brian Rago, Cheese Talk Pod. And I worked hard on this background, but I forgot to click on it. There it goes. No, this one. There we go. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? Anyway. Welcome to the show, Cheese Talk Pod. You are the man. You and I have met each other multiple times. We enjoy each other's company. And what better way to do that for two little podcasters to make one big show together? How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, making it. The children are both slowly killing us, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's supposed to be.
You're telling me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're both running a mile a minute. So we go in. How do you feel about the Packers season so far? Is it so far so good? A little less than you like? How do you think it's gone so far?
I think it's gone pretty good considering. Started off hot, had some injuries, had some tough losses against some, on paper, bad teams, but in real life, they're pretty tough teams, I think we're on the up right now, and we're gonna have a strong stretch into the playoffs.
Yeah. And it's gonna really. It feels like it's almost like a second season's gonna start tomorrow. This Bears team is up and coming, trying to find ways to win, and have found ways to win. But there's what they call the old enemy in Green Bay, who has historically knocked them down again and again. Is there any fear at all from the Chicago this year? They are kind of an upstart. So I was, if you feel pretty confident about the matchup, or are you a little nervous? How do you feel about it?
I feel pretty confident. We're getting back Jaden Reed. I think we've gotten better since last year against them, or as a team, as a whole. Our defense, I think, has gotten better, obviously, with the addition of Micah Parsons. People are saying he's terrible and everything, but you name another guy who's had 12 sacks 5 straight years in a row, and I'll wait.
Yeah. We'll just sit here and wait for that to happen.
I just think people always like to throw dirt on the Packers just because they're the Packers, and I just think that, I don't know, the Bears, we have 108 wins, 96 losses, and 6 ties against them in the series. So it's one of the longest tenured rivalries in all of sports. So it's always going to be trash talking. If Green Bay is so bad, why are there so many Illinois license plates in Wisconsin all the time? It's
that's a good one. I haven't heard that.
It's a fun rivalry. There's people I talk to on social media that are Bears fans. That they're pretty cool people that I've had on my podcast, and it's just a fun rivalry. But you get those ones that take it too far that you want to block and mute.
Yeah, my block list gets decently full from time to time during football season. But as you can imagine, my favorite is, because my team's bad, that I instantly don't know football. at all. So I only knew football from 2019 to 2021. Apparently, everything else is just crap. You can't talk about anybody's team. You can't talk about subject matter, which kind of stinks because we're podcasters. That's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you talk about the rivalry and you talk about the Packers' relevancy in the last 30 years, according to the Bears' relevancy in the last 30 years, and like, well, you're going back in the past, but what else do we have to go off of? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, since I've been born, the Packers have won 2 Super Bowls. Bears have won 1. When the Bears won theirs, they had VCRs were the thing back then, and we have DVD players for the Packer wins. So I mean, it is what it is. It's I don't know. It's a fun rivalry. It's just some people, like I said, people take it too far and it gets out of control and whatever.
Yeah, it's a nasty stigmatism out there. I think a lot of the ways, if you're not like fully behind your team and not defending them against everybody and everything, then you're not really a fan or anything like that. There is no reasonable conversation to be had. Like if you would say like, hey, I think this is our best chance to beat the Packers, I'd be like, okay, I could swing with that. And then it's like, of course we're going to beat the, like there's a totally different,
well, yeah, and the thing is too, it's like we last year we went 1-5 against our own division. I mean, when's the last time you heard that happen to the Packers? You know what I mean? And Love was hurt off and on all last year. I could have played a part to it. This year we're what 3-0 against the division so far. We pretty much handedly beat the Lions at home in Detroit. We beat the Vikings. Now we got the Bears and the Vikings within the next 4 weeks, and we gotta, put the foot down.
Yep.
And everyone wants to, I'm one of them. It's just like, a diehard Packer fan, and like when the play calling isn't going, how we think it should, and as far as like the coach is calling the plays, like, oh, he shouldn't be in charge of the offense. He's calling a bad game, but then when they're doing good, they're like, oh, he's the best play caller in the NFL, So it's just like you ride the highs and you ride the lows, but you never give up on your team,
Right. I thought you were about to sing the Facts of Life theme song. I got excited.
No.
Got the good and the bad. It's facts of life. Do you feel this team could go all the way? Could they clutch a trophy this season, or is there something that like you're deficient in that you have circled that you're similarly worried about? We all know like the goal at the end of the season is to clutch a trophy, and if you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. But let me rephrase it a different way. Sorry, more caffeine. What deficiency on the Packers are you worried about? Is it like cornerback? Is it linebacker? What on there is your biggest worry going forward?
To be honest, it'd be more like what it cost us games that we should have won, like special teams. The blocked field goal against the Browns. Everyone's like, oh, Jordan Love had a bad game. If I remember correctly, end of the game, he drove the team back, got them in field goal range to win the game, and that got blocked. Against the Cowboys before halftime, the extra point got blocked in return for 2 points or whatever it was. So, I mean, those 2 losses right there were caused by the momentum of getting, letting the guy through and blocking the field goal. So I think you get that button up. I mean, Jordan Love, he's shown that, he's at almost 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 104.3 QB rating. So, I mean, I think he's doing pretty good. The defense, I think, from the beginning of the season to where we're at now, has gotten a lot better. This last game against the Lions on Thanksgiving, I think, is the hardest I've seen them hit on defense all year long. I mean, they're cracking guys out there, So I think they can taste it. They just got to believe in themselves and go for it, And the one thing that I guess could be our Achilles heel would be our secondary, like our corners. I always say the quicker the defense gets to the quarterback, the better our cornerbacks look.
Right.
If it takes them forever to get to the quarterback, you're going to have receivers that are going to be wide open. So that's just how the game goes, And so our offense, we're getting the weapons back. We lost Tucker Kraft, but the next man up, we got a pretty outstanding receiving core now that we got Jaden Reed back, and we got Christian Watson making a huge difference. Romeo Doubs, you get Matthew Golden back. Dontavian Wicks owned the Lions on Thanksgiving, so we got 5 good options to go to out of our receivers. Got a couple good running backs. Keep Jordan upright, and I think it's going to be a good rest of the season.
Yep. I think that's the other thing when you talk about like Wicks is that you had somebody step up in there and make plays, and that's exactly what you want to happen. It wasn't Watson or anybody like that you would expect. It was Wicks that got it done. He got the touchdown. I think the last touchdown, if I remember correctly, maybe the one before that. But yeah, that's what exactly you need going forward. Everybody's got to step up and do their part. And what's the big line? When your moment is called, if your ticket's called, you better punch it. So that's the difference. That's how all the big plays have made. Christian Watson has played well. At Beautiful Bearded Bastards, always a fun time, always a fun show. Check them out if you don't mind. Thank you guys for commenting. I appreciate it. Next up, you were talking about Jordan Love and anything, and we've talked about this before and everything like that. I am also kind of scratch my head at it. There's still quite a number of fans, Packers fans, all kinds of fans, that are still out on this guy. What's it going to take? Because obviously the stats you're talking about are not cutting it. Is it going to take him grasping a trophy for people finally to jump on his wagon?
I mean, the last 30 years, you saw, Favre get a trophy, Aaron get a trophy.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like if he doesn't get one, he's horrible. It's not that, Just keep your team going. Just keep playing the way you're playing. Make, 19-3 touchdown to interception ratio is pretty damn good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Not like he's out there like Brett Favre was just slinging it,
Yeah. Get long. Somebody's down there. Yeah.
But no, I think he's good. Like I said, keep him upright. Stay healthy. He's a good quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
I think
keep the pocket clean. Yeah.
I think he keeps it like a chip on his shoulder, and I think another thing that really helped his progression, and same with Aaron Rodgers, is when Aaron got drafted, he sat behind Favre. When Love got drafted, he sat behind Rodgers for 3 or 4 years. I mean, I don't want to bring like Cam Ward into a situation like talk about him, but
I get it.
You bring a number 1 draft pick into a fire and just throw him into the fire and say, here, go out and get big numbers. It ain't gonna happen all the time. You know what I mean? And I think that to be able to have Jordan Love sit behind Aaron Rodgers, people hate Rodgers, people love him. I love him, but they wanna, you sit behind them for 4 years and you get mental reps. Those are some of the best reps you can get. You know what I mean? You picture yourself in that situation and you think, what would you do to be successful? And then when it's your time to play, then you show what you've learned.
Right. Yeah, I like it. We got our government names being used here by Mickey Delaney, the old salty Seahawks fan himself, follows both of us on Facebook, using our government names on us and whatnot. How dare he? Doesn't he know this is a show and that we all have our secret identities?
Yeah. I'm in Russia right now.
Yeah, das Podanya, comrade. So you come upon all these things in the division. I was totally wrong. I thought Minnesota would be a little more up here. They are down bad.
Big time.
Yeah, big time. You look at the Bears are Ben Johnson has, I face it, he's done a hell of a job with what he's got. That their defense is horrible, but they've managed to 8-2, 8-3, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Dig their way through this season. We're coming up on the home stretch here. You guys, who's the other? Oh, Detroit. And then you've got Detroit who are living and dying on Dan Campbell's play calling at the moment.
That guy, I swear to God.
He gives me a heart attack. Like I'm not even a Lions fan, and I'm sitting there. But you and I had talked about this before. There's only so long you can do the 4th down play calls over and over again before, eventually the numbers start going against you instead of.
Well, and the thing is too is like I had that feeling against the Lions on Thanksgiving, like it was going to be a close game. I was kind of like on the fence on who I thought you kind of get that feeling when the game's going on, like, okay, this is going like kind of like I did against the Cowboys, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But that 4th down and 3 dive to Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
We read that and he got like a 2-yard loss. 2 plays later, Watson 50-yard touchdown. I mean, that right there is total reversal of game momentum, and it's just that cost his team.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. And now it's like you got LaFleur going for it on 4th down, and you're getting guys wide open. When but even some of the play calling by him, you got trips to the left, and you got your running back coming out of the backfield going towards trips. What do you think is going to happen? The same thing has happened the 6 previous times in the game. Run something to the opposite side of the field. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. They did look good last Thursday, but it's just I feel like the Lions lost a bunch of things.
Branch.
And
they lost Branch last Sunday too. Karma.
Yep.
Karma.
It's coming. It comes for us all eventually, doesn't it?
T-Swift, baby. T-Swift.
So
I'm sorry. I do not like Brian Branch at all. If you guys couldn't tell, I do not like him at all.
I get it. So. Hey, look, there's always those players. There's a guy named Al Shire who used to be a linebacker.
Yep.
And he went to the Texas or whatever.
Trevor Lawrence, baby.
Dirty. Yeah, he's always doing dirty things. And instantly all the Texans people come and defend him. He's lousy. He did it he was with us. He's a dirty player. That's just who he is.
I'm sorry. When you catapult and you lunge and you don't put your arms out to tackle and your helmet first, that's not how you taught to tackle. And you can defend them all you want, but you're wrong.
Yeah, no, exactly. That I agree. But people don't want to hear that. And then of course they get a quote from Tom Brady who says we shouldn't be relying on the defender to blah blah blah. Shut up, Tom. All right, look, I appreciate you being on TV and whatever. Keep doing that. Don't talk to us about I care about the value of the game and whatnot.
The crazy thing about what Branch got hurt. You go back and you watch that video, and it should have been a full start on the left tackle. That play should have been blown dead. That would have never happened had they blown that play dead.
Womp, womp. Yeah. Hey, man, it's rough out there. But here we are coming up on the home stretch here. Who is there a team this year that you kind of are a little concerned about? I mean, I get it. You're focused. You're going to do your thing and whatnot. Are you worried about the Vikings or Bears at all? Or which one concerns you more, Vikings? I'm sorry, Bears or Lions?
Lions.
Which one concerns you? Yeah.
I think we've shown we can beat the Bears at home and away. So I'm not really concerned about or the Vikings or the Lions. No, we beat the Lions at home and away. Sorry. But I mean,
the same thing.
I'm kind of curious to see how we attack the Bears tomorrow. I really am.
Me too.
With it being at Lambeau, I think we've had a year to, get that rage, that fuel we need to go and perform. And if I remember correctly, I think the second game they beat us last year, we had our backup quarterback in there, and that's the game where Watson went down with his knee injury. So I mean, keep your quarterback upright. Don't let up big plays. Put a spy on Williams. Send Edgerrin Cooper after him. Kind of like they did against Jahmyr Gibbs. I guess I'm not too worried about the Bears. I mean, it's any given Sunday, but hopefully we come out on top. I guess it's going to be a good game, I think. But I think in the end we're going to win.
I feel like the Bears love to win these one-score games, right? Like if you start dumping points on them, even in the first half, I feel like that you got them. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to fight back against this. I don't think they've got the horses to do it. I'm more concerned about the Lions because they have the horses to do that. They have the guys that can make the plays, and Gibbs and St. Brown and stuff like that. But
yeah, and St. Brown went out with an injury against us on Thanksgiving, so that was kind of a huge thing there too. But then again,
it changed how their play calling it. You could tell they were unsettled.
You pressure Jared Goff, and he makes mistakes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he gets happy feet and he throws it too early.
Caught fire. Or some equipment caught fire on the field. The sign was literally. I thought, no. That was Vrabel's last year, and because of that accident, the NFL took away all pyrotechnics from NFL games because of that one accident. It was just a spot on the field, a little burn mark, but everybody flipped. And after that, the NFL sent a nice letter out to all 32 teams that no pyrotechnics. So I'm sorry, we're the ones that ruined the pyrotechnics. Probably some hillbilly said, "I'm going to pour whiskey down this and see what happens." I don't know. But yeah, I remember that. Now every time we're bad, which has been the last 2 years, it's that picture of the flaming pyrotechnic machine with a Titan symbol and a guy fanning it like it's going to do anything. It's a blazing inferno, bro. It's over. It's over.
Right.
But yeah, congratulations to you and your Packers. I really loved LaFleur during that Thanksgiving game. And that was the difference in the game. The fourth down tries. Detroit couldn't get him. You guys could. And my co-host on False Start Thursday, Nate Bodkins, who's a big Packers fan, said the same thing. LaFleur found his balls and got him to do it. They were kind of pushing him around, trying to get him to do stuff, and he finally did it. So is Matt LaFleur is obviously a good coach or whatnot. What could get him fired? Can I ask that question? What would he have to do to get fired?
That's a good question because he's had such a good tenure as a Packers coach.
He sure has.
And I don't see any plans in the near future of him giving up his game playing or game calling or offensive play calling duties. I don't know. I guess maybe have a couple of seasons where you're getting like a top 5 draft pick, maybe. But you know, him and Gutekunst are on the same contract. You know, same contract length right now, and they're not renewed yet, and they have next year to prove it. So I don't know if Ed Policy's kind of waiting to, hey, prove it. You know, prove your worth. You know. I don't know, but I don't see them getting rid of him anytime soon. He's too young. He's too creative. He's such a good play caller. Right. When he's on fire, he's on fire. I mean, you go back against the Cowboys in the playoffs when they just routed the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like he's saying, he'd have to do a lot to get fired. A lot of negativity, and I don't see that. He's, you know, in his 40s. He's young up and coming coach. He's from the Shanahan tree. He, you know. You don't want him to go to a rival and spurn you. You know what I mean? It's right. You want a coach like him on your team calling plays. He can relate to the players. You know, I just think you have to have, like I said, a couple of bad seasons where you're getting top 5 draft picks. And yeah, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Right. I don't either. I only ask that question because I love these people, and some of them I love dearly. After the game before the Lions game, they were like, "Oh, this is probably it for Matt LaFleur." I'm like, "Are you out of your mind?" Like, yeah. No way. And some of them were people that make a lot of sense to me, and they were like, "No, look, he doesn't got it anymore," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, for heaven's sakes, can we finish a season first? Like, gracious.
You know, I go back to the whole like Ted Thompson stepping down as president because in Green Bay, once you hit a certain age, you can't be president. So that's why he was forced to step down. So now it's Ed Policy, who his dad, Carbon Policy from the Niners in the 90s. That's the correlation between those two. And he was successful with Montana and Jerry Rice. So I don't see Ed Policy letting things get too out of control. You know what I mean? And I think I said that he was going to make a big move, and he went out and got Parsons, you know, Ed Policy. And I just think give this team a couple of years, and they're going to be probably top of the North or top of the NFC again. Like I think for a few years.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I'm totally with it. What is that age, by the way? That's an interesting rule.
Hold on, let me look it up. I think it's like.
Is it like 55 or something like that? Or
no, it's in the 60s.
Oh, okay. That's such an interesting rule.
He's 70. So 70. Mark Murphy's 70 years old. So it's like pretty sure it's once you hit 70, you can't be president of the Packers or something like that.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. Cool. That's it. I like.
You know, I was one for joking. I always joke around, obviously, to get people to laugh or whatever. But I'm gonna on my way to LaFleur's house to put a for sale sign in his front yard, just, out of frustration of how the games are going. But when it comes down to it, he's a great coach. I really think he is. And, it's you got to let him. I mean, he's got to be at least 100. He's got to be getting close to 100 wins in Green Bay. I mean, he's
all right. Let's say, Brian, that people have finally see what I see, and the NFL finally sees what I see in Brian Rago, and they're like, you know what? This man needs to be a GM for the Vikings, and you're in charge of the Vikings now. What do they do? What do they even try to do? I don't think firing KOC is a good idea. I think he's a good offensive coach. But what would you do if you're the Vikings right now? Because they seem in total disarray at the moment.
I have an answer for that, but LaFleur has 73 regular season wins. Anyways, if I was the Vikings, they spent over $300 million in the offseason, and they got nothing to show for it. They were dumb for letting Darnold go. They trusted too much in McCarthy. And this is what happens when you bring in a first-round draft pick, and you don't let him sit behind this an established starter to learn. You throw him into the fire, and he has a couple of good games, and then you play a team like the Packers or anybody else they've lost to, and you get humble pie,
Mm-hmm.
Your best player isn't happy right now. Justin Jefferson, he doesn't want to be there. You can't tell me he wants to be there. You can't tell me he doesn't regret signing that contract.
Yeah.
He would have been better off going to Cincinnati with Joe Burrow and bringing back the LSU days,
So the rumor mill, and I actually believe this rumor, was that KOC wanted to keep Darnold, but the front office said, no, we drafted this quarterback numero uno. You're playing him. You know what I mean? And I don't know. The body language of O'Connell seems off. I don't think he's very happy with that decision. And now here they are, just getting absolutely mopped and dog walked everywhere. Sounds familiar.
Let him have it. Let him.
Yeah, let him.
I'm not crying any tears.
Well, I hear you.
Let the skull chant, begin. It's
Skull.
The best part of that game against the Packers is when Evan Williams got that pick at the end of the game, and they all went to the celebration, and they're all doing the skull celebration in the end zone.
Ouch!
It is what it is. They had one or two good, whatever seasons, and even getting rid of Kirk Cousins, he was doing good for them too. Yep. And then you bring in Darnold. I mean, how often do you go from Cousins, who did good for you for a stretch, and then you go to a different quarterback, Sam Darnold?
No one saw Darnold coming either. No one saw it.
But once he came and he did what he did, why wouldn't you hang on to him? And again, I don't know. That's something I'm glad I'm not in charge of. You know what I'm saying, in Minnesota, because I could see both points of that, both sides of that. You get a guy who won a national championship, but not like he had a really real stellar college career either in Michigan. You know what I mean? So it's a mess in Minneapolis, and I'm glad that it's not happening in Green Bay. Like, we drafted a high quarterback in the draft, and we let him sit, and they're fine with it. Whatever Green Bay does to the quarterbacks seems to worked for the last 35 years. So I guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let them have it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it seemed like they had it all together. I'm honestly shocked that they've fallen off this bad. It just, McCarthy really stunk up the joint. I think the Vikings are dumbing down the offense to try to get something. Well, you got to try to do something, because they are just not with it. Trust me, I know bad football. That's bad football. That's what that is. It's just not good enough. Before I let you go, because we're almost at our 30 minutes and people's attention span's bad, and I got to cut all this little up for little short videos that I could dice up and send out everywhere. We gotta get through some things here. Is it over for the Chiefs, Brian Rago?
Thank God, yes.
Dead, he says. That beautiful bearded bastard is going to chime in. I still believe in my homie. It's coming. I can feel it. It's coming. Oh man. Okay. are the Chiefs going to win the AFC West, or is somebody else going to do it?
What are the records in the AFC West?
I'm not sure. I think Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. So
it's Broncos 10-2, Chargers 8-4, Chiefs 6-6, Raiders 2-10. Broncos are going to win. Broncos and Chargers they're way above them. 4 games ahead.
Haters, he says. Haters. Yeah. Oh man, I couldn't help it, beautiful bastards. You were there. I couldn't help it. The Colts, unfortunately, are starting to skid here towards the end. Jacksonville and Houston are nipping at their heels. Another big game being decided is Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Colts have to go to Jacksonville to play. The Colts haven't won in Jacksonville in, I think, a decade, or almost that. Do they get their first win against Jacksonville in Jacksonville Sunday?
I think so.
Oh, they get it done.
I gotta go for my boy Jonathan Taylor.
Oh,
I'm Wisconsin, baby. I'm Wisconsin.
I got you. Okay, look at him. We rattled his cage.
God, now he's freaking raging.
I know.
He's raging.
He's putting the exclamation point in. You know he means business now. He means business. Beautiful bastards. Just go. I can't believe a Titans fan's talking about KC not making it in. Then everybody will be like, you sure showed him. Anyway, so spam the chat. He says, spam it.
Block
oh
him.
My goodness.
Block him.
Yeah. It looks like it'd be hard for me not to say that the Eagles are going to make it in. But do you think they make it very far in the playoffs? Because I got to tell you, that offense that's just rough. That's a rough looking offense for the Eagles.
No, I don't think they'll make it far. They're some of the wins they've had. Wasn't there a win this year where they didn't even have over 100 yards passing?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, put the Packers against them again. I bet you the Packers beat them. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't see them. I don't see them making it far if they do make it to the playoffs. You know.
Got it. Eagles are slipping just like 2 years ago. I've been all in. This is one of the few things I got right. I pat myself on the back for that. Get an itchy spot too. So I look at like the NFC before the season began, and I went all in on the Rams, and so far so good, even though they tripped up in Carolina. Is Matt Stafford the MVP, you think? Because he has done extremely well.
I think so. I mean, he's putting up good numbers. You know,
I mean, and it's like 18 touchdowns and like 2 interceptions. I'm like, oh my god!
And you got a former Packer out there blowing it up again, Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Good for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, me too. He finally got out of the doldrums
out of Vegas.
Yeah. Went to the Jets for a cup of coffee, and then now he's here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do you think when you look at like the 49ers, right, and you get Mac Jones who does well when he comes in, and then you have Purdy comes in, and they're winning games still, but Purdy looks like, I don't know, not a guy that can take you to the NFC Championship a couple of times, even though he already has. Do you think there might be a quarterback controversy beginning to form in San Francisco?
I think so, because you just didn't Purdy sign a big contract.
Oh yeah,
and then you got Mac Jones in there making a difference. So it's like, well, you're paying this quarterback all this money to do what? And you got someone making a lot less than him, doing almost, if not better than what your highest paid player is doing. You know?
Yeah,
it can definitely cause some frustration with the fans. You know?
Absolutely. No, I get it. That's about all I got. Brian, do you got anything coming up you want to talk about? What is the Ohana Network up to?
We're staying busy. We're on socials. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram, Facebook. YouTube. I try to get guests on every Saturday. That might change, but usually when I do, I put stuff out there to promote it, and I got some good guests coming up in the month of December and January. So I've had a rough couple of weeks here, so I've been kind of in and out of social media, but that's kind of in the past now. We're trying to move forward, and for me, creating content keeps me going, keeps me busy. So yeah, if you want, you can if you go to my X page, I got my LinkedIn, my good old trusty LinkedIn link there. You can click on my link and you can look at all my socials. I just actually hit 100 followers on my Facebook page. But I did start that like beginning of the season, then I deleted it, and then I started a new one again. So I'm back up to 100 followers. So yeah, it's going pretty good. I got a Go Pack Go group on Facebook as well that's reaching 5,000 followers or 5,000 members. So just making content and just interacting with people and whatnot is fun. So yeah.
And you let me in there. What a joy that is.
Yeah. No, it's it's pretty cool stuff. I don't know. It's just fun to interact with people. Like sure. I've always been amazed. Like I've been out west several times, and just you're out west and like California somewhere or out in Colorado, and boom, there's a Packers bar. Well, boom, there's a Packers bar. It's like there's a following in like almost every state. So it's just cool to like meet and like talk to people all around, all different states, different countries, different time zones, different ends of the world. It's cool to interact and share the love for the Packers, And
absolutely.
Sure, you feel the same way with the Titans,
Yeah, so I do.
Yeah, for sure.
Come into contact with them, send them flags, send them stuff, and all that stuff. So yeah, it's cool to have that kind of camaraderie against this. Beautiful Bastards takes the last question here. Look at him. He's got to look at it. Last game is going to be a T-shirt caps game, says Brian. T-shirts caps game.
I think they're going to end up do I dare say
do it
13-3-1?
Oh, there you go. 13-3-1. What did you think of the draw against the Cowboys? Nobody likes a draw. I hate that rule.
I think overtime rule sucks, but whatever. Defense gave up way too much. Nixon was caught sleeping a few times on some of those long passes. People want to blame Jordan Love, but Jordan Love scored 40 points. He didn't give up 40 points. So I mean, it is what it is. I think you learn from your mistakes and you move forward. I mean, you can't let games like that, disrupt your season. I mean, we're second place in the North. If you beat the Bears tomorrow, then we're looking in pretty good shape, and I think we're in a good spot right now.
We're well on our way. Anyway, yeah. Brian, thank you for coming on, bud. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Interact with us. You can interact with me on Fanboys Unleashed on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the good things that the little names have been appearing below each of our names here, which was fun to do. And we will see you on any of our next videos. Give him a follow. A fun time to be sure. I'm going to go pee and probably play my Xbox. So I will see you guys around. For Brian Rago, I am Sam Dean, a.k.a. Mr. First Down, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.